see if we get into our YouTube. Let's see if it actually hooks up or if it doesn't hook up. But I think it does. It is. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Frank's Corner. I know I'm sitting here talking to myself just to make sure I got connected. There's probably not going to be a change of title on this one because I had to reset everything up. And, I'm a little old and a little slow sometimes. That's just how it works. Hello, everybody. How we doing? Happy 250-year anniversary to the United States. Hope everybody celebrated the 4th of July. I know a lot of people didn't celebrate the 4th of July, given our current situation here. So, I'm here to chit chat with Donald Trump's speech that pretty much called the Democrats communist, all of them. Uh, you know, I know everybody thinks that, the Republicans freed the slaves, et cetera, et cetera. But again, there really was a party switch, and now the Republicans are the communists of the day. They are definitely communists. They're trying to take away rights. Roberts, of course, taking away rights. Trump's trying to take away rights. But the fact is, the greatest enemy to the United States is Donald Trump and our current Republicans, Senate and House. That is our greatest enemy to the United States. They want to destroy the United States. This isn't an exaggeration. I'm not exaggerating. I'm telling you the truth. Trump wants to destroy the United States himself. This is not an exaggeration. I'm telling you the truth. If you can't actually pay attention to what this clown in chief is doing, then there's some issues. Someone's talking about putting his face on Mount Rushmore. I hope somebody blows that motherfucking face right up. And then let's talk about ICE. ICE is back on the rampage, doing what they want to do, not listening to judges, not caring about what the laws really are. I hate to make the statement I'm about to make, but I think we are in the situation now that we need to form militias in every city, in every state through the United States to protect these people from ICE and their illegal actions. This is where I've gotten to. It's I watch all these videos, they're just throwing people down, and they don't care if they're citizens or not. They just say this person is this, and don't worry, they're lying. Most of them are lying. They're not going after somebody they've got a warrant for. They're going after some random person that they think is illegal. That's what they're doing. They're just patrolling the streets, looking, oh, that man looks Mexican. He's not talking English. Let's go get him. This is the truth. And it's a reality that I'm staring at, and I'm fascinated. I'm one of the older folks. Obviously, look, my hair is pretty white. I'm not no spring chicken, but I'm curious. I'm curious at what are you young people thinking? There is, I guess, something I really liked about the Philippines is the people power. It's came into play many a times in the Philippines over their history, where the people stood up against the government and said, "I'm sorry, but we have the power." You remember our preamble, "We the people." And the problem with this is the problem we have right now is we're American, we the people are American, but the government believes that they control us. They don't really control us. We pass laws that are, you know, for the better of us, for the good of all of us. But we have what we call the law of the land. The Constitution is the law of the land. No president can write an executive order and erase the law of the land. He cannot do it. They want to pass the SAVE Act. They're going to try to find a way to do it, stop a filibuster so they can get it through. Women out there, pay attention. You will not be voting. It's the Republicans' goal is to make less Democrats go out to the polls, so they always win an election. Donald Trump said, sign the Save Act, and the Republicans won't lose an election for 100 years. Are you kidding me? 100 years of Republicans. So this is not being done, for voters' rights. He's got this in mind. If we get this done, oh, and let me explain why they want to limit women and stuff. They limit you because you primarily vote Democrat. This is some statistics you can look up. The women primarily vote Democrat, so they want to eliminate your vote. And I'm getting old, but I'm getting tired. I'm tired of this country sitting idly by and letting these people in office just destroy us, dismantle us, a little at a time, here and there, change the laws, write executive orders that are unconstitutional and think they're constitutional, think that they can get out of paying for their sex conviction that they've got by using the federal court to overturn something, think that they can get away with being in the Epstein files by having their cronies erase their stuff in the Epstein files. You know, there's so many people blinded. My uncle Vernon Spates is one of them who are so blinded by what Trump says. But not everybody's like that. Not all Republicans are like that. I voted Republican in my lifetime. I've had to vote Democrat here recently, and I can't really see going to the Republican Party because they all suck Trump's dick. I'm sorry. If I'm sorry for the language, it's just true. They all suck Trump's dick. It's funny to look at the Republicans in the House and the Senate. They all go bend their ass over, lift that ass in the air and tell Trump, come on and stick it in. We don't care. We got you. This is just how it is. And it's sad. But, I'm just one little voice, and, I don't really have that many followers, only about 20 something followers. I'm not that popular. But I'm going to restate some things I said to begin with. We, the people, control the country. We do. Those elected officials are just our representations. We can get rid of them at any time. The Supreme Court that's decided to all of a sudden be biased in their calls, we can get rid of them too. We can put representation up there that will impeach them and remove them. We can get rid of Donald Trump. We can get rid of J.D. Vance. We just got to get them impeached. Of course, we're going to have to change the control of the House and Senate to Democrats to get this done. It is what it is. If you're old school Republican, you dang sure know that this ain't right with MAGA. Old school Republicans should know this already. And Trump's going to use the word communism because guess what? All of us old folks, you say communist and we stand up quick because, we grew up in an era where Russia was the threat, and communism was something we didn't want to happen here. But the truth is, the Communist Party right now is the Republican Party. Go look at everything they're doing. I mean, take some time out and go figure out what they're all doing. The Republican Party are communists. And that's the crazy stuff. I mean, really is the crazy stuff. I just can't. I tried to somehow figure out what's happening or what's going on or why things have gotten so bad. And I honestly am tripping. I'll be honest. I'm tripping myself. I think that it's almost like we just said, okay, we'll just follow along with the Communist Party. Donald Trump has stated that the United States citizens want a dictatorship. I try to believe in my heart that all of these people out here don't really want to be in a communist country. If you actually believe that we need a dictator here, please go move over to El Salvador or a country that has a dictator and go figure out exactly how bad it really is. Donald Trump's not here to help you. He's here to help him and his family. Donald Trump has made several thousand trades since he's been in office, made himself richer, made his kids richer. He's not made any of us richer, though. He's actually made us poor. The cost of living has went up. The cost of groceries have went up. The cost of gas has went up. The cost of utilities has gone up. Nothing has gone down. Rent is going up. He's made us poor. He's made himself and his family richer. And I mean, takes a little bit of effort on everybody's behalf. Google search. Don't just take my word for it. Go back and Google search. Again, I have a problem with the man who says his daughter's fuckable, who says and admits that he went back behind the dressing room of his Miss Teen just to see girls naked because he can inspect because he was running it, or the fact that I'm sorry about the word I'm about to use, but that he could grab a woman by the pussy and it's okay because he's a famous. He's famous. Famous people do that. Yeah, I guess anybody understand? Do we got a good understanding of what's happening with this country? What's going on with Donald Trump? Anyways, with his 250-year dress. I mean, he put on that party and stuff that was a failure. No big crowds were there. Most of the country is waking up to his stupidity. Yeah, most of it is. There's still a group of people that they're diehard Trump. They're going to always be diehard Trump. They'll be the ones when Trump says kill yourself, they'll probably kill themselves. Another Jim Jones. There's a lot of ministers that are speaking up against Trump nowadays, but of course, you still have some ministers that think Trump is, for some strange reason, protected by God. I'm sorry, that's not true. If you're talking about the assassination attempts, they were all staged. I don't expect any assassination attempt that I hear from now or in the future, and there's going to be more to come, will be real. I just don't. It'll be something he does. It's kind of funny. Jim Jones, when he moved his people to Guyana and stuff. Even when he was in the States, he staged a lot of assassination attempts on himself. So Donald Trump's taking a playbook from Jim Jones. If you don't believe me, look it up. They do that because they want people to think, oh, someone's trying to kill him. He must really be good. It's really good. They want to take him out. It's a persona. It's just this image they want to project to everybody. And Trump's not really, I mean, if someone did take him out for real, they'd be doing us a favor. They wouldn't be hurting us. They'd be doing us a favor. I hate to say it, but they would be doing us a favor. Now they're trying to make it against the law to talk against Donald Trump while he's in office. But I'm sorry, my First Amendment rights. I have my First Amendment rights, freedom of speech. I have it for a reason. I'm going to keep that freedom of speech. I can get out here and say what the hell I want to say about Donald Trump. And there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Yeah, you might come arrest me, but don't worry, I'm suing you in the process. Because my face is white. Keep this in mind. I'm suing you in the process. Don't worry. And I'm going to win. Don't worry. That's how that's going to end for you. And I don't really care to be rich, but I'm a damn sure make sure that I take a bunch of money from Trump while I'm suing so I can, be rich myself and then go fight him in a different direction. I get enough money, I'll go run for president. We'll talk about this because I got a little bit more common sense than he does and a lot better education than he does. Anyways, I just wanted to vent my frustration because that, him talking at Mount Rushmore, nice place to talk, but, and then people talk about putting his ass on stone. Kind of funny, the people that actually, the stone carver that actually did the president said that structure wasn't very stable and you couldn't add another face up there. So, but Donald Trump will try to add his fucking face up there and destroy the ones that are there already because the only one he cares, he thinks should be up there is him. I guarantee that's what he thinks. He's the only one that thinks he should be up there. But he tried to sign our money. Tried to. He's got his name on this little golden ticket to get your citizenship. Got his face plastered all over it. This dude is nothing but about himself. I hope that people understand that this is all about himself and nothing else. Everything that he's done is to benefit him and his family, not us. And technically, we'll never get anything from Donald Trump. What we're going to get is a broken country. What we're going to get is a country that we may have a problem repairing in the long run. So I'll go back to this. We need to form a militia. Every city needs to form a militia to fight off the Gestapo ICE that's running around breaking the law. We need to form a militia just to protect ourselves from some of the bad stuff that's happening in this country. We all need to speak our mind and remind people we do have our rights under the First Amendment for freedom of speech. If we stop putting this stuff out, then we fail. Our country will fail. Your children, your grandchildren will be in a situation you never wanted them to be in. Trust me, I don't want my kid in a communist country. I don't want my grandkids in a communist country. I don't want them in a country where they divide the country so far apart that a civil war might break out either. We should be unifying our country, unifying ourselves together. Stop falling for the bullshit that these people are putting out. Be realistic. Stop listening to Fox News, CNN News. It's all controlled by Donald Trump. Go outside the country. Go to independent media, news medias. Listen to what independent people are saying. The people that don't, have no ties to Trump. They're just going to come report the facts. There's so many things that we can do to get real news. We don't have to listen to Donald Trump's paid for news. And don't worry, you'll never get real stuff out of this news. And then the stuff that they should be reporting on, you won't see it come out because it's not going to be in their favor. But anyways, happy 4th of July, everybody. I just want to make this small stream, voice my opinion on some of the stuff that I've been hearing, you know, put out there that ICE is back doing crazy stuff and they shouldn't be doing it, but I want everybody to understand we're to the point now we have to form our own militias, our own military, something that'll take care of the actual people. Even Black Panthers. Black Panthers, come on, fellas, get your guns out. It's time to go back to the civil rights days. Any other group, that's not like the KKK or the Proud Boys, or I've got some skinhead Nazi regime type attitude because I think all white people are better than everybody else, which is not true. It's just the thought. I'll say this again. We all live, we all breathe, we put our pants on one leg at a time, and if you cut us all, we bleed red blood. Actually, dark red once it hits the air. That should tell you something about Trump's assassination, that bright red blood across his face, because it wasn't dark. So, anyways, go Bobcats. We're going to the Big 12. We're getting ready to start another semester. We're going to be playing UT on September the 5th. Y'all keep this in mind because that's going to be a game to go watch. Anyways, take care of yourselves. Much love to everybody. Peace out.